The catalytic exteriorization phenomenon, CEP, is a concept from Carl Jung describing how unconscious psychic content, like inner conflicts, complexes, or archetypes, can manifest as meaningful, uncanny external events or physical symptoms, often in moments of intense psychological tension, bridging inner and outer worlds. This is famously noted in the bookcase cracking incident with Freud, demonstrating synchronicity. It's about the psyche making its internal drama materially real, linking inner states with outer reality non causally. So, some key aspects of CEP, catalytic exteriorization phenomena. Key aspects of CEP are when the inner meets the outer, it's the projection of manifestation. It's the projection or manifestation of internal psychic material, dreams, complexes, symbols, into the external world. Meaningful coincidence. It's closely linked to Carl Jung's concept of synchronicity, where inner events and outer events align meaningfully without a causal link, creating a sense of significance. Catalytic refers to something that triggers the exteriorization, uh, possibly intense emotional states or archetypal forces, making the unconscious accessible. Examples can appear as symbolic events, physical sensations like a hot diaphragm, premonitions, or even collective phenomena like extreme social polarization. The significance of it is that it challenges Harry Houdini's purely causal explanations. So people like James Randi and Harry Houdini and professional skeptics and debunkers, um, they don't go along with Carl Jung's sense of a deeper interconnectedness between the psyche and the material world. So it's tricky. In my link below, in the link below, you'll see a video I made by it's the audio is Alan Watts, Suicidal Maniacs. And the photograph that you see is a photograph I took of a spore print. And you see a little elven man smoking a pipe in the spore print. It came out looking like that, the spore print. And I believe that it's an example of, it's a genuine example of a synchronicity and a catalytic exteriorization phenomenon. Um, I can confirm that it does exist. The observer, the psyche, the mind, um, can somehow influence what happens in the external material world. Um, but it's often very insubstantial. It's like the emptiness of a cup. Uh, it's very easy to describe the cup, but the emptiness of the cup, or the emptiness of that makes a door passable, or the emptiness of a window, it's just so intangible and so hard to point at. And the value or the usefulness of synchronistic or catalytic exteriorization phenomena is that they're not really practical or exploitable or um, really repeatable. And science is about repetition. It's about repeating a technique or a method to produce predictable observation that goes along with expectations. So synchronicity and catalytic exteriorization phenomenon is a bit of a surprise, and you can take a photograph of it. The Spore Print is not the only time that I've gotten a photograph of a synchronicity or a catalytic exteriorization phenomenon. I also took a picture once of the sun was setting, and the light of the sunset was reflecting on a plexiglass uh, window that was guarding a garden. So the garden had plexiglass to protect it from the deer, and the reflection in the plexiglass was a very peculiar color that night. And I took a photograph of it. And in the photograph, you can see a little tiny man. It's a little man at a tablet sitting at a chair, and the photograph is peculiar. I had one more. Um, I was looking at a telephone pole, and most people can report looking at wood grains. If you look at the patterns in the wood grain of a well sawed piece of wood, you can see all sorts of pareidolia. And this particular telephone pole had a pareidolia of a wizard and with a reindeer, and it was uncanny. It was highly uncanny. I took paint and I painted the pattern that I seen on the telephone pole. Um, it's difficult to convey to people the catalytic exteriorization phenomenon because, as I said, it's not exploitable, it's not useful, it's not repeatable, really. You can take a photograph, like Carl Jung took a photograph of an exploding knife, and of course the explosion itself was not recorded, but the knife itself there was a photograph of the knife that had shattered, and the pieces of the knife, and you can Google it. Um, I'm not so much a believer as some things cannot be unseen. Once you see them, you cannot unsee them. And I've had some synchronicities that almost seemed like a punishment, where I felt like God was punishing me. Um, it was like the shadow side of a synchronicity where um, it was a coincidence, it was a synchronicity, but it was also painful, and it felt like I was being punished. So dabbling in the occult and in the spiritual, you'll find that it's not all roses, is that there's for every rose there are a lot of thorns. Thank you.